So I totally didn't just did the start of this already and not hit record, but it's now like the first couple of minutes. So this is my first impressions of Doomed, and this is Dylan. I'm going to talk very quickly about our Kickstarter going on right now for a game called Pixel Planet. What this is it's a physics-based, space-based micro game collection, sort of in the same way, same vein as WarioWare. In terms of just like lots of little micro games. We have loads and loads to show off, and there's going to be weekly development logs going up on this channel. So if you want to follow development along, then please check those out, and follow along the Kickstarter and everything as well. Now I'm tabbed out of the game right now because this game doesn't really have an options menu, so it's kind of loud. I have lowered the volume a bit, but I hope to not have the volume going for that little intro there. But here we go. It's not too loud because I've lowered the volume a fair amount, and hopefully that it's not going to have any negative effects. Sorry, no options menu. Hit new game. Here's the controls right away. And I didn't find any way to get this back up, so pretty much stuck hopefully memorizing this all now. Which, yeah, it's not a lot to remember. So what this is it is a very old school shooter, which is a genre I particularly love, and I'm glad to see a lot of games resurging it right now. Iron Maiden, Dusk, Project Warlock, I think it is. A lot of games right now coming out in this sort of vein of old school shooters, and I do like the genre quite a lot. This one in particular is called Doom, so it takes a lot of inspiration from Doom, as you would probably expect, but I would say the visual style more Quake because it's polygons rather than sprites, and I'd say honestly, from this scare right here and the fact that it's going for a horror thing, I was expecting the scare this time, so I was alright. I'd say it takes a lot of inspiration from Doom 3, which is the one which went for far more sort of horror elements. So I know what I'm doing for like very first, but it's pretty much where I got up to before I realized I wasn't actually recording. So there we go. This is like as far as I've seen. Can't take their weapons still. Okay. What if I right click on it to interact? Okay, it's not interactable. So yeah, I'm really bad at horror games, so we'll see how this goes. Now, unlike Doom 3, I can actually see, like, not everything is pitch black, so that does help a little bit. And also, you might be thinking like, oh, it's polygons, how is that possibly scary? And you know what, for most people saying that, you're probably right. You probably wouldn't be scared by this. But I am, because I am a coward, and I don't know, I find almost the polygon style, the Thief games back in the day, Thief 1 and 2, they definitely had their scary elements to them. I say the polygon style almost helped that because the sort of low quality nature of it let your imagination run wild a little bit with the design, so I definitely would say, just because you don't have to knock it just because it's the lo-fi style, I definitely say it could potentially deliver the spooks. So, and I mean it's also just old school shooting, which yeah, I love the genre, so I'm hoping I can do the same sort of thing I do for movies, where horror movies I don't do, but if it's got a really good plot, then I will watch it and go through the horror regardless. Right? In the Rough Man is one of my favorite movies ever, and it is a horror movie, but the plot is so good and like hits the nail so on the head with all my interests that God, please, I got a hammer for this. Oh, this reminds me of Resident Evil 4. Alright, so I don't think I can run from that guy. This is also a very small indie project from a small team, and they got another game coming out later this year called Silent Doom, or Silent Doomed, I don't remember, it's one of the two. And this game right now is on sale on Steam for just over £3, so if things interest you, then I would definitely recommend checking out right now on sale. I need to actually quick save, so I have to start from the beginning over and over again. Now you're gonna look at your scare this time. These guys are easy, so I'm gonna just use the axe for them and save all the pistol ammo for the big chainsaw guy. I know I had a fort I was following at some point, but like that's just gone now. Whatever I was thinking, just gone. Yeah, but I think anyone who has played Doom 3 could sort of see the inspiration, and I mean, it is very pretty looking compared to Doom 3. I said it is more sort of Quake style art style. My weapon feels really nice to use though. Which is definitely something I didn't really get from OG Doom. The melee in that game was not so great. I want to stop grabbing those health kits. I want to save those. There's Big Man. You know what? I'm just gonna... Please say I was quick save, not quick load. I believe I have saved. It didn't give me an indication saying I'd saved. I'm assuming I have saved. I really want that shotgun. Jeez. Holster your weapon with 0. Oh, that's not... Is that 0? Oh? Okay. Alright. The primitive... Alright, that's like a really convenient way to execute a takedown, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's worth it. I think I'd rather just bap him once more off the axe. Ooh, okay. That would have been nice to have against him. I think is this a shotgun? That is a shotgun. Yeah, I mean, it's console-based shooting, so it's not quite the same sort of thing, but the Time Splitters games back in the day, those freaked me out a lot with their zombie levels and stuff, and I was terrified of Time Splitters 3 for so long. Because of the one zombie level in that, but and then eventually I get around to it and realize, okay, it's not actually that scary. Oh, that you'll find your comrades alive and unharmed. These creatures are extremely cruel. You won't reach an agreement, so you have to communicate with them in their language, the language of pain. Okay, that's kind of laughably edgy a little bit. But this is very quaint, I'd say, and I very much appreciate it because of that. Like, it does feel very Indian, and they reflect that the low price tag and stuff, and I can definitely appreciate it. I don't know how long the game itself is, but there's little bits like the launcher for this game opens up in the a window I remember appearing when I was working with forms in Java in year 1 of uni. I was like, it's fun to see that icon again. So it does feel very okay. I was supposed to be freaked out because I was expecting the chainsaw dude to show up, and like, I saw that guy basically killed me before. Oh, that's toggleable? Did I turn it on already or not? I don't remember. I just walked in and got thrown. Alright, let's just leave it. I think down would probably be progress, right? Oh, there's a chainsaw guy out here. Shotgun now, though. Definitely just save that for those guys, because, yeah, the pistol proved to not be that effective at dealing with them. Oh, that's some horrible noises. Oh, I think it's spindly. I think almost Silent Hill 1, actually. A lot of the aesthetic, I think, for this game comes from. The sort of the polygonal look of the monsters, I'd say, definitely a lot like Silent Hill 1. Which, Silent Hill I do love for its plot, but boy... Is that too spooky for me? Alright. These things are not too tough. They're clipping through the walls. I don't know if that's deliberate, but I'd say definitely adds to the spook. Okay, it is dealt with. At least they're noisy, so I can tell when they're coming, but also like to my heart racing a little bit whenever I see them because of that. Yeah, the shooting mechanics, I'd say so far of this game, nothing particularly special, but yeah, weapons and stuff feel accurate enough. Sensitivity feels fine. The fact there's no options is kind of like there's no way to adjust mouse sensitivity or anything if there is no options menu. Could be problematic, but I've got a DPI settings on my mouse, so it's not too bad. And what it's set to right now, which is what I went in with, like what I would use for anything else, seems to feel honestly fine. I'm not sure in terms of hit detection if the headshots and stuff are doing more damage or not. I'll have to throw in a little bit more to find that out. Enemies are sort of... Are they hit scanning me? So, they can... Okay, they can miss, but they don't actually have projectiles. They just sort of hit me if they can see me. But they have a chance to miss. So they are basically hit scanning, not got dodgeable projectiles. Ah! I feel like the axis is not a good idea when most of these things are melee enemies. I got the machine gun now, which is quite nice. I want to use that shotgun some more, but I really gotta be conservative with my ammo. This might be survival horror sort of, where I have to actually be careful with my supplies. I want to grab that health kit. Stop opening door, making noises behind me. I don't like noises behind me. Okay, the game like stutters when I hit F6. I'm pretty sure I am saving. I could just leave right now and be done, I think, but... Secrets. Loot. Okay. Okay. And I don't know how I beat Doom 3, this is freaking me out, but I managed to somehow beat all of Doom 3. I mean, I think that will probably, the effect doesn't wear off after a little bit. Much like how in Doom 3, a lot of the scares got very predictable towards the end. Okay, I can't shoot through walls, but enemies definitely do try and clip through them. Hey, I would expect you to be clipping through that wall if you had moved around the corner. So, yeah, AI is definitely not the smartest. It really needs to be for this. But, yeah, it's definitely the smartest. I'm glad those guys don't charge me right away. Gives me time to set up my shotgun. Don't want to do if I had to fight two of those at once. I need to try the machine gun at some point, see how effective that's going to be. I like the physics objects, even though they seem to be very awkward hitboxes. It is cool to see some physics objects. Okay, it's this exact. The ranged gunfights are definitely a little bit awkward. I would say like the hit scanniness of my weapons, like there's not quite the sort of really nice heavy feeling you get to a lot of old school shooter weapons with them. But it's not quite as nice, I'd say, as that. But it's definitely nothing. Oh, that's not good. Oh, all right, a little bit dodgy collisions there. This game's definitely showing it some of the edges, but I mean, I kind of appreciate that. I mean, I'm an indie developer myself, and I just kind of have an appreciation for for jank in a lot of games. You know, it's the spice. It's the spice that makes them worth playing. Okay, I don't think... I know, because that guy definitely don't think I was hitting in the head, but he seemed to go down as fast as it. No, 2 headshots, that's the 3 body shots. I think headshots definitely do have an effect. performance is a little bit stuttery, which is surprising for there not being a whole lot graphical-wise to this game. So that's taxing the system in any way. I think it's probably just doing a few things a little bit inefficiently. Now that I gotta like be able to break down, right? Okay, get that into there from somewhere else. Is that all that was in here? Just a couple dudes with guns? I guess so. Okay, I can pick up. Was that ammo for this? No, it wasn't. Okay, I don't want ammo that I picked up then. I don't remember seeing a door with a key anywhere, but I'm assuming there must have been one back around somewhere. What was the roguelike old school shooter that came out? Because the visual style of this really does make you think of that game, because it had this very similar in terms of the polygon style for the guns and all sorts for that game. Fortunately, the guns don't have alternate fire modes, which is a sort of feature from old school shooters that I'm sort of sad to not see included in this one. Oh hey, I can turn the frame rate on. Frame rate counter on. Cool. I don't remember what that game was called. That's really frustrating me, because it wasn't even that long ago that I played it. But that had still problems with its shooting and stuff. I didn't think was that great, or the AI or anything like that. This is actually like structured level as opposed to roguelike in design, so I might like this a little bit more. But that had a very similar blocky style for the weapons, etc. That key wasn't just for the exit, was it? I was just not putting it in the keyhole. Oh, it totally was. Door lock requires key to open. However I walk into it, turns out I have the key. So yeah, there's definitely secret option. Not all boxes can be broken, but some can. Okay, so break boxes, and like I'm assuming there's a way to get into that vent that I saw, but I just didn't spot how to do it. Okay, considering there's an axe right here at the start, I feel like this might be classic Doom style, where it saves the start of the level, and if you die, you'll go back to the start of the mission with no weapons. So that's why there's an axe there, so if I die, I can pick that up and have an axe at the start of the mission. However, traditional Doom style, if I decide to quick load, which I probably will, I won't have to worry too much about that. Because I'll just reload whatever weapons I had whenever I decide to load. A lot of zombie marines here. I'm about to run out of ammo with that, so swap back to the pistol for a little bit. There's also no difficulty settings, I realised, either, so again, another sort of key component of old school FPS is sort of missing there. So this game's definitely rough, but I'm very interested for the sequel coming out like later this year now, because I like to see what they could with a little more experience and perhaps more resources, see where they could take this idea. Which definitely seems to be what they're doing with the second entry. They seem to be doing the same sort of thing again, but hopefully making it a bit more expansive and including some of these sort of quality of life things that seem to be missing from this game. So I'd definitely like to see the program, see where they can go with that. So I might end up doing a video of that later on in the year, depending on when it comes up and if I'm going to have the money for it whenever it comes out. But yeah, I definitely really love my old school shooters, so I'm happy to spotlight some indie attempts at this genre. I really do need to play Dusk, because that game does look really, really, really polished and really good. I knew that the enemies repopulating in the hallway, so I just didn't know when they would quite come up. I mean, the FPS value seems to be showing not below 60, although it feels like it definitely is. So, I mean, I'll just hide that now. It's unnecessary screen clutter. So I couldn't adjust alt volume, like any volume settings, but there doesn't really seem to be much music. It's just really ambient sounds, which is like fine. Doesn't need music or anything. I like the intro loop. It was quite rocking, except it did. I think that's the crawler. Oh! No, it's these dudes. Okay, this does less damage per shot than the pistol, it would seem. Yeah, the intro, but it did notice that it did loop after like 9 seconds, which isn't the best thing. And very noticeably looped, but I did like the rocky nature anyway, because I very much do like the original Doom soundtrack. So yeah, I did quite like the sort of rocky intro to this. It would be nice to hear some music, but I guess they went for the spooky ambience. Oh shit, I learned how to open up these boxes, and there's nothing in the boxes. I used the shotgun for a bit because I want to use it more. It's a shotgun, you know. I want to shoot things with this, preferably actually things and not just doorways. But don't have these explode. Okay, they don't. I could blow up the door if I dragged it in front. Okay, I wish it would just tell me if I have the key or not, rather than saying that until I get close to it and being like, oh no, you have the key. I mean, color coding the doors like an original style would be like a way of doing that too, I guess. I guess it's going to restore some power. Huh. Okay. Can I move this out of the way? Oh no, I can't really manipulate it that well. Oh, look, there we go. Well, it's a bad place for the shotgun, to be honest. That's interesting. You can't swap weapons while crouching. I don't know if that's an oversight in terms of, or that's deliberate. If it's deliberate, I'd say it's a stupid decision. If it's an oversight, then yeah, it's an oversight, and kind of wish that it wasn't the case. Because that really was inconvenient right then. It always like they can't take too many key inputs at once, so it doesn't work when you're crouching to also do that. Because you always have a struggle taking that many key prompts at once. But is this going to have the whole Doom 3 thing of walls are just going to disappear and enemies are going to pop out? Because this looks exactly like one of those areas from Doom 3. Is that the zombie marine noises? But that sounds more like a beastie noise. I actually let one of those cribbly, spindly creepies touch me yet, so... And... speaking of... okay. Maybe I'm just being less accurate than earlier, but all these things have definitely gotten tougher. I just curious how much damage they actually did to me. Not as much as the chainsaw guys, though. Let's be quite as worried. Yeah, sound design's also a big element of the, okay, the good old-school shooters, I'm sorry, all old-school shooters by default, but the good ones. Sound design is very much a very key element to it. And I think I'm seeing that here in terms of at least, I didn't say the sound design is as strong as some of the stronger examples of the genre, but enemies are pretty distinct with their noises, so I can tell when a certain type of enemy is coming at me based on the noises I'm hearing. But then again, I was sort of confused if the Marine was making that noise, but it was actually a spindly boy, I think, when I did find him, so... it's highly possible I was just mishearing it. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 more levels. Here's some music. Like the industrial tones. Is anything very slightly on. I hear stuff opening. I hear ambushes being prepared. Press E to use. What? Yeah, I'm saying I guess it looks pretty broken to me. Okay, I can't walk downstairs and jump at the same time either. This is like Resident Evil. Like, I just couldn't stop moving up the stairs for a second then. Resident Evil. Good eyes, me. Pretty sure I saw a guy moving in there. I very much think I will be finishing this game after I do this video series anyway, because yeah, old school first-person shooters is like one of my favorite genres. Alright, the spooks have worn down a little bit. I'm not feeling so spooked anymore, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll drop something new on my plate soon, and I'll be terrified anew. I want to get into that. Maybe I'll come back through that later. No doors down here, did they? No. That's a very fast reload though, the shotgun. Appreciate that. Probably missed a lever in one of the rooms or something, don't I? But I want a P90. Great gun. Not seeing any ET users. I will say the fact that you sort of bounce off of stuff with W, I guess, is their way of trying to get you to avoid colliding rather than just stopping your movement, is a little bit disorientating. I'm not a big fan of it. It very, very slightly, I would say, adds to the horror vibe by making it a little more disorientating and confusing, but I would not say in a way that is good enough to justify like the dodginess of it. I'm being a big dummy here. Like, what am I missing out on? I mean, I know that is there, but I didn't see any way to get up there because I can't crawl around on this side bit. Oh no, I can. I just failed at it earlier. Oh great, put me in vents now. It's definitely going to be a new scare. Oh. I just remember Doom 3 spooky skeleton scare in the vent, which, thinking back about it, is kind of actually pretty amusing, but it got me at the time. Alright, I guess nowhere else for me to go. Shotgun obviously went vent weapon, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to fight anything in the vent. It's going to be pretty close to me. Guess down we go. Okay, that's the first time I've seen a mid-level checkpoint. Oh! Alright, yeah, there they go. That's something new. Just a little bit in my face. I did not like those noises at all. Oh, I can't even really check out what he looked like because he clipped into the wall. He's just I think it's just a straitjacket. See, apparently, I'm being an idiot. I'm hitting my like fourth mouse button, not my second mouse button, to move these physics objects. Have I been doing that this entire time, or have some of these just not been physics objects and I haven't been that much of an idiot? I mean, I might have been doing that like the entire time. That'd probably let me get the secrets out if I had realized I was being real stupid. I have an assault rifle. Why did I pick up that? I know it's a FAMAS though. Makes you think of the for some reason when I see the FAMAS, the first thing I think of is the FAMAS. The first thing I think of is the sort of FAMAS looking rifle from the Killzone series. I wonder how this fires. I'm assuming it's going to be quite accurate. It's only 20 rounds. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, it's not that accurate. Did I unlock like all these doors? No, okay, it's just these dudes just in the hallway. Did I get a key to open up the exit door? That door wasn't open earlier, I don't think. It's going for the more sort of maze layouts of the other lessons are a bit more linear. This is more like a sort of maze layout level, which is a aspect of old school shooters which doesn't really get seen a lot in more some modern ones, which prefer to do sort of like scripted set piece levels. It's a sort of maze layout, which I get lost in quite easily, but I do honestly. I'm sorry, I just seen the grimace across my face right then. Like I was saying, yeah, maze layout levels. Aspect of old school shooters which you don't really see in modern ones, which I really don't mind. It does lay us up to some real interesting level design, and it doesn't have to be such a linear point A to point B affair. You can do a real good job of making an area feel like an actual space with the maze-like levels. Like this feels like an actual sort of ward of a space station. This feels like an actual sort of ward of it, and rather than like just a linear, like scripted environment I'm walking through. Okay, well that's the other side to where I was earlier. Well, key got, so I'm expecting all sorts of gribblies to be around now. Nothing right there though. Alright, I got so much pistol ammo. I think there is some spread on the shots. I'm gonna test that out in just a moment. I'm still like semi-trying to learn stuff at this game. Alright, trying to fight long range with any of the weapons I got so far is not working out. They do bullet holes, so. Okay, there is like a very slight spread, but honestly it doesn't really make too much of a difference, I don't think. I guess that was like really close range, so maybe. Okay, there is just a spread on the shots, so the guns aren't 100% accurate. Which I think was more a tendency for the old school shooters, where the guns would be sort of 100% accurate a lot of the time. Because you just want that sort of precision. Each weapon is effective against a certain enemy. Well, sorry if it was going to be useless against the spindles, so. Shotgun definitely panned out there. I think shotgun is effective against everything, to be honest. It's not a basic marine. I saw a lot of blood in this hallway. Makes me not want to do this next level. I like the fact that the sound cut out. No! It crashed. That's unfortunate. Okay, I guess this game is a little bit buggy, but I mean, it auto-saves enough that it shouldn't really be a problem. Also, I guess it doesn't integrate the Steam UI at all, because I was getting Steam achievements then, but yeah, I can't bring up the Steam overlay. I'd love to see it loading the save file is going to work properly. Okay, I thought I took away all my weapons for a second. Okay, so it loads the little credit this time. Okay, we're in. Probably a shotgun ammo right now. And the shotgun makes me feel safe. So I'm gonna hold on to the shotgun for a little bit. Oh, P90. Glorious. Okay, is there any way I can go there? A lot of bodies in here. I don't like the fact it's in the middle of the room. Something's definitely gonna happen when I go ahead and grab that. Okay, maybe not. This gave me a... I have 4 shots? Is this not a P90? His 4 shots makes no sense to a P90's magazine. I hit the button once and it fires like 20 bullets. And that'd certainly be unique. Oh. Okay, it's not a P90. Even though it is obviously a P90 from the visual style of it. This gun destroys. My god. This is like a rocket launcher. It's like a railgun, but it's clearly a P90 from that model. Oh my god, why they're just all around me. Did not appreciate that. I think we're getting further into the facility. We're getting more and more of the spooks now. These like aliens then, I think, from what I was saying. There's 2 more, it's like, yeah, they are demons. You know, like, I think this has been a pretty decent length part, and I think I'm probably going to end it off here. Definitely not because I saw this big room and like thinking, oh, that's a lot of potential for spooks. But like, I think I've sort of shown up everything I need to now. And we did see a crash, but I didn't really lose anything from that crash, so it wasn't exactly frustrating. But I guess there's possibly some instability issues with this game. Other than that, shooting is definitely not flawless, but it works fine enough for what it's trying to do. The sort of it adds a little bit of survival element, I guess, from the inaccuracy of the weapons, so it is sort of going with a sort of a little bit of the sort of survival horror-ish vibe where you aren't just like, I said you aren't just like an amazing fighter, but you do have 200 health and I can be pretty tanky, so I guess maybe not. I guess I am pretty strong. Yeah, weapon variety seems alright. I'm not really sure about this. Like, I don't know why it's so powerful. It is missing a couple of things I would like to see though, in like in the sequel, just like I see from a lot of other first-person shooters. I'd like to see a bit more work done to the sort of soundtrack. It is very like sort of repetitive, small loopy tracks, or just no real soundtrack at all. I like to see alternate fires and stuff added to the weapons. It's nice to see the fizz objects, but I would like to see alternate fire modes and stuff for weapons, just because it is something very much from the sort of old school shooter era. That's like the main thing I sort of would want to see, and like I just like to see them sort of in general improve a couple of weird things like the physics interactions, sort of walking into walls and stuff. Just making the screen jittery, like, and also like have an options menu and let me actually like customize some things. I mean, it's just sound, but I like to see like some. They did have actual visual settings in the launcher, but all they have is low and high. I'm not quite sure what that would change. But I'd like to see some more visual options and some more sound options, particularly, and stuff like that. And maybe just control rebinding or a way to check the controls outside the loading screen. But yeah, other than that, like, I don't know. The game's definitely got the old school shooter vibes I'm appreciating. It's definitely got the atmosphere down decently. It's got me spooked a bit. I'm sure this is probably quite lightweight spooks for a lot of people, but for me, this is some spooks. The sound design and stuff seems pretty decent. I don't think it's flawless, but I definitely would say there's something solid here. Definitely worth checking out right now on sale for like £3 if old school shooters sort of interest you at all. And I would definitely say pay attention to the sequel, or not necessarily sequel, but the game in the very much the same vein coming out from the same developer later this year, because I want to see what they've managed to learn and improve in about the year since this game came out. So yeah, this is just quickly, I guess I'll end this off with now a quick plug of the Kickstarter. But I guess for that, I'm gonna... Man, this menu reminds me of Unreal. I'm gonna just exit the game so there's no background noise. And yeah, so check out Pixel Planet on Kickstarter right now, and also just watch the development progress from the weekly devlogs on our YouTube channel. It's a micro game Starlight collection, like in the veins of WarioWare, but it's got a few more sort of elements in there, such as we're putting a lot of physics elements in there. We've got progression elements, unlocking more mini games, and a sort of almost roguelite progression system for unlocking mini games and taking out bosses and stuff for the main sort of setting. And we're also going to have some like local multiplayer modes and that in there as well. Because you know, it wouldn't be WarioWare if it didn't have a little bit of that sort of friendly competitiveness in there. So yeah, check out our Kickstarter for that, and check out the weekly development logs, which will be going out during the Kickstarter and continuing on afterwards. And this is me signing off.